all over West Michigan. This is 24-Hour News 8 Football Frenzy.
Hello again. Welcome to another highlight-filled edition of the Football Frenzy. Week 8 already. I'm Jack Doles, joined by Larry Figursky, Zach Sapanik. This is the Football Frenzy, and we've got highlights of up to 19 games. We'll start with our spotlight games, and a big one of the OK Blue. Two rivals haven't faced each other since 2009, West Catholic and Catholic Central. In a low-scoring first half, it was 3-0 West. Big play here by Catholic Central. Max Vicari, the interception. He gets taken down at about the 14. They've got time for one play, a field goal. It splits the uprights. 30-yarder, and this game was tied 3-3 at the half. Second half, moved to the fourth quarter now, 6-3 Wesley. The big play, Gaetano Valloni to Sam Neville. Makes the great catch, fights off the defender, and wins the sprint to the goal line. A 90-yard touchdown. Falcons had a 13-3 lead. Later in the fourth quarter, Valloni calls his own number. He's into the end zone, 10-yard touchdown run. West Catholic hands Catholic Central its first loss. Final score, 20-3.
Spotlight number 2 shining on Muskegon in what has become the biggest game along the lakeshore for the past 3 seasons. The Big Reds, the last of the unbeatens in the OK Black, hosting Mona Shores. The Sailors, just one game back at 3-1, both of whom, of course, advanced to their respective state championship games just 2 seasons ago. Early on, Mona Shores up 9-0, but how about Khalil Pimpleton fielding the punt on one hop? Look at the moves, dancing his way back and forth along the sidelines and goes the distance. Cut the lead to 9-7. Next Muskegon possession, Ladarius Jefferson. He's going to keep this one on the read option, and he finds a hole. He gets wide, hops out of that tackle, and goes in from 22 yards out. It was 14-9. Mona Shores quickly answering right back. Marcus Collins, great player. Around the left end, takes this one in from 15 yards out, and Mona Shores was back up 15-14 at the half. But the Big Reds took control in the second. 21-15 Muskegon, and that's Pimpleton to Clinton Jefferson Jr. down the middle for a 37-yard score. Muskegon knocks off Mona Shores tonight 36-15.
We'll stay on the lakeshore for our third spotlight game, a big West Michigan Conference showdown. Muskegon Oak Ridge hosting Montague. Both teams enter the night 6-1 overall. Montague chasing Oak Ridge in the conference standings, however. The Wildcats trailing the Eagles by 1 game. Second quarter, Dylan Stever across the middle to Kenyon Johnston. 47 yards later, it made it 21-14 Wildcats. They would take that lead into the half. Then we go to the fourth, same score. Brady Luttrell, the QB keeper, he has it stripped. Bryce Stark collects it, takes it the other way. Number 33 on your screen goes 78 yards to the house. That made it a 2-score advantage for Montague. Later in the fourth, now a 1-score contest. Luttrell this time escapes some defenders, and he holds on to the ball 70 yards down the far sidelines. That tied it at 28. The defense would force a 3-and-out, and with 22 seconds remaining, Greg Garcia plays hero. 21 yards through the uprights. Oak Ridge clinches the West Michigan Conference crown 31-28.
The Rockford Rams are in control of the OK Red. Win out, they win the conference. Also, still needed one more win to lock up a playoff berth when they kicked off against East Kentwood. Falcons strike first on their opening drive. Kyle Dent to Anthony Welch over the middle. That's a touchdown, 7-0 East Kentwood. Game tied at 7 in the second quarter. Rams marching. Jason Whitaker hands off to Nolan Darby. Oh, he fights off that tackle. He's in for the score, 14-7. Late second quarter. Pass picked off by Josh Patterson. That's a pick six. 21-7. Rockford led. They go on to roll 45-7 in the playoffs.
Hudsonville opening the night tied with Granville, just a game back of Rockford in the red. Eagles in Grand Haven to meet the 2-5 Bucks tonight, 14-7 in the third. Make it 21-7. Jack Mandrick to Dalton Eggers, powers in from a yard out. Same score later in the quarter, and it's Eggers again. This time hops out of a tackle. Nice cutback there. This one will cover 40+. Stiff arm to finish it off. 28-7 Eagles at that point, and then in the fourth, well, Mandrick's going to do it himself. Breaks a tackle as he hops through some picks there and a nice cutback. He goes the distance on this run as well. 34-7, the Eagles winners tonight over Grand Haven.
Final stop in the OK Red, the 6-1 Granville Bulldogs taking on the 3-4 Caledonia Fighting Scots. Second quarter, Brady Paganelli fakes the handoff, rolls right. Josh Atwell wide open in the end zone. That made it 14-0 Bulldogs. Then in the third, Paganelli, the QB keeper, takes it himself, sticks it right behind his back. That made it 30-0 Bulldogs. Still in the third, Paganelli hooks up with Atwell again, 73 yards down the field. 38-0. Bulldogs at that point, they win 42-0.
Well, it's a non-conference game, but it sure was key for Jenison. Wildcats sitting on 5 wins. Next up, Muskegon next week. So they had to go into West Ottawa and pick up a win. Well, in the third quarter, Blake Snyder breaks a long one, takes it deep into West Ottawa territory. Finally taken down, they kick a field goal to take a 16-11 lead. All right, West Ottawa took the lead. Now the punt, muffed, blocked, and that will set up a chance to win the game. 30-yard field goal. If it goes in, Jenison's going to the playoffs. Off the upright and does not go through. West Ottawa wins it 17-16. Jenison needs a win next week at Muskegon.
Now back to the blue now, 5-1 Allendale trying to lock up a playoff berth with a win in Spring Lake. And thanks to that West Catholic win, chance to keep a share of the conference title hopes alive next week. Early in this one, Colton Clute hands off Owen Burke. 4-yard score, add the 2. Allendale was out to an 8-0 lead. Looking for more here in the first, but Clute's pass off the receiver, off the foot, and then picked off by Isaiah Pierce. Pierce would actually score on the ensuing drive to cut the lead to 14-8, but back came Clute. This time Hunter Greer, look at that grab, that's pretty. Allendale wins by 10, 37-27.
And our last stop before the half takes us to Benton Harbor. The Tigers putting their perfect record on the line against Pontiac Notre Dame Prep. First quarter, Jeremy Burrell rips off the big run. He did not score, but he did have 4 touchdowns and nearly 300 yards rushing in the game. Still scoreless in the first. Jashawn Wilson feels the punt. I don't know how he gets through everything. Somehow breaks loose, takes off 80 yards into the sunlight for the score. Benton Harbor rolls 47-21, and they move to 8-0.
One of the feel-good stories of the year continues. We're at halftime. Got plenty more coming up right after this break. Welcome back to the Frenzy. We start the second half in the OK Green. Byron Center at Zeeland East, 21-7. East trailing. Looking for the big play, but the fumble stripped by Braden Smith. JT Kernat recovers it, and that stops the Zeeland East drive. Then the route was on. Zach Saltzgaber keeps it himself. He's in for the touchdown. Byron Center route, Zeeland East 62-14.
In Hamilton, the Hawkeyes trying to clinch a playoff berth with the winner of the already playoff-bound Crusaders of Unity Christian. First play from scrimmage for the Crusaders. Mitchell Dykstra, he faked that keeper or the handoff and kept it to the right side, goes 66 yards, and just like that, Crusaders were out and running, had the lead, added the 2. It was 8-0 at that point. A little later on, same deal. Dykstra this time will hand it off. Alec Healy will find some room, and he'll rumble 52 yards for the score. Crusaders roll again, 47-20.
Final stop in the green. Zeeland West looking to clinch a playoff spot, taking its talents on the road to Holland Christian. Maroons trailing 8-0 in the second, but wide receiver Caleb Brink takes the snap, hands off to quarterback Hayden Baker, and he finds a wide open Will Van Wieren. 55-yard score put Holland Christian cutting the lead to 8-7. Then late in the half, after a Ducks interception, Zeeland West, Hunter Blaukamp, the strike to Dimitri Mali. He does the rest, 35 yards for the score, made it 16-7. Zeeland West goes on to win 30-20.
We're on the sidelines in Edwardsburg for game 13. This was a big one in the Wolverine Conference, Three Rivers, Edwardsburg. Eddie's a chance to lock up a share of the conference title with a win. And here it's Joey Hess in for the score. 8-0 Eddies. They extend that lead in the second quarter. Kyle Schreider going to cross the goal line, just waltzes in there. Edwardsburg wins it 38-0.
To the SWAC now in an East-West crossover. Kalamazoo Central leading the East. Portage Central leading the West. And Portage Central leading tonight, up 7-6 in the third. Theo Kaiser cuts in there from 5 yards out for the score, and the lead up to 14-6 for Portage Central. And then in the fourth, they add more to it, already up 21-6 now. Austin Duff to Austin McCullough, and this one will cover 42 yards. Portage Central goes on to win 28-6.
Over to the Interstate 8 Conference. Co-leader Battle Creek, Harper Creek taking on 3-4 Marshall. First quarter, Marshall's Sean Kent, the 3-yard touchdown run. That was the first score of the game, 7-0. Marshall then in the second, Dawson Bartlett finds Nick Grable from 23 yards out. That tied the game, and Harper Creek would go on to win 21-20.
Next stop, Forest Hills Northern, where the Huskies had a chance to pull into a tie for first with the white, but they'd have to knock off the top dog to get there. Took on the Lowell Red Arrows. What a ball game out there. Late third quarter, Chase Morello to Tyler Black. down to the 1-yard line. Black would score on the next play, and the Huskies had a 34-27 lead. Fourth quarter, Lowell on the comeback. David Cruz keeps it, goes up the middle, 41-yard touchdown. This game was tied at 34. 1 minute to go, and Cruz will punch in the game-winning score right here, right over the middle. On the sneak, Lowell survives again, 41-34.
To Greenville now in an OK white gold crossover. 5-2 Yellow Jackets with a chance to lock up a playoff berth, hosting 4-3 Wyoming. Greenville down 14-0 at the half, but it's Calcer-Jala. Tristan Scarl, this one will cover 37 yards, set up a TD, and the lead would grow to 14-7. But the Wolves said, you wanted to get in the playoffs, try next week. Jeremiah Purnell to Donnie Alford. He breaks a tackle and goes 70 yards to pay dirt. That made it 27, and that was enough. Wyoming winners over Greenville on the road, 20-13.
Out to Forest Hills Eastern for an OK Gold matchup. The Hawks hosting conference leader East Grand Rapids. Pioneers' second possession of the game. Michael Malowitz, 32-yard touchdown strike to Josh Rabideau. It was 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. Then the very next EGR possession, after a Forest Hills Eastern turnover, Malowitz 24 yards himself on the QB keeper. He had 3 passing touchdowns, that 1 rushing right there. East Grand Rapids rolls big, 42-3.
And our 19th and final game of the OK Silver, Kellogg'sville at Belding. Belding wearing the pink uniforms. Here it's Thomas Griggs for Kellogg'sville, 16-yard touchdown, dances away from that tackle, fights that guy off, he's in, and it's a 7-0 Rockets lead. Still in the first quarter, Belding down 14-7, James Daniel, 15-yard touchdown run, this game was tied. Here's one of the wackier plays you're going to see all night. Kellogg'sville with the ball, Griggs makes the catch, running around, trying to find some room, eventually flips it to David Jackson. And he's going to take it the rest of the way in for the score. Kellogg'sville beats Belding tonight, 48-28. It's going down to the finish in the OK Silver. All right, we're done with high school football. When we come back, Griffin's highlights. Stick around.
What else you got? Welcome back to the Football Frenzy. Time to usher in another season of Griffin's hockey. 21st, Tyler Bertuzzi, Kyle Crisculo, and Mitch Callahan, the redirect in front. Grand Rapids led it 1-0 after 1. Griffin's then on a power play early in the second. Huge crowd again tonight. Check out Anthony Mantha, gives it up, gets it right back, and the big man just drives that one home. That made it 2-0 Griffs. Jared Careau was excellent. Check out the save. You got to watch it closely. He'll rob Brett Sterling on the doorstep with the glove there. Callie adds an empty netter. Griffins win tonight by a final of 3-1.
AECHL, K-Wings beat Norfolk. Final score there, 3-1. Nice road win for them. All right, Major League Baseball, Blue Jays and Indians, Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Kyle Kluber on the mound. He was brilliant, 6 1/3, scoreless innings. Scoreless game in the 6th, and that is Francisco Lindor going, gone. 2-run home run. And the Indians take Game 1 2-0. They play Game 2 tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow, Game 1 of the National League Championship Series with those Chicago Cubs. And there's a kind of a big
Can you
game.
imagine if it was Cubs and Indians?
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, well, of course it'd be beautiful.
That'd be beautiful.
That was a
Unlikely.
great home run derby audition right there.
There you go. So anyway, 19 more games for you on the Frenzy. Next week, final week of the regular season, and then we get into the playoffs. And the beauty of this, you can see Larry's already got his hockey beard going, his playoff beard. He's very optimistic about the Red Wings.
It's going to take me a long time.
See you next week.
At 50